Hi, this is Collar of Sublime Trading. This is the weekend Forex video analysis. So we have four interesting Forex pairs to look through today. They are the Australian dollar, US dollar, the Euro pound, the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, and the New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. So starting with the Australian dollar, US dollar, we're going to look at the monthly time frame first. Now what we can see here is price has bounced off from last year's low. So we've seen so far this month price has seen a bullish bar, and if price continues to the upside, then price may move up to this area here, which is last year's high, where it may find resistance. But at the moment we're seeing price is around this area of support. Going to the weekly time frame now, price is below the 50 and 200 simple moving averages. As we can see, price tried to move above the 200 here, and then since then moved back down below the 200 moving average and has since found itself in a downward trend. This is the low area which price may find strong area of support if it continues to the downside. Now looking at the daily time frame, if we just zoom out, we see that price is below the 50 simple moving average and also the 200 simple moving average. It's been using the 50 simple moving average as a resistance along the way down. Currently price is again finding some sort of resistance at the 50 simple moving average, so we expect some movement to the downside in the near future. But do bear in mind, as I mentioned on the weekly time frame, there is an area of support based on the previous low and also from last year's low. Looking at the next Forex pair, which is the Euro pound. Currently the Euro pound is in between last year's high and last year's low, but at the moment it is seeing some strength to the upside, so we want to eventually see a break of this area here, this area of resistance. Looking at the weekly time frame, price is above the 50 and 200 simple moving averages, so again we may continue to see some movement to the upside. Do bear in mind there is a period of consolidation here from this high, so prices not managed to successfully break through this area of resistance. As you can see over here, it tried to, but then failed and moved back to the downside, so eventually we want to see this high being broken. On the daily time frame, price is in this consolidation area here. As I mentioned, fake breakdown through the downside, and price went back into this area of consolidation, and I mentioned this resistance here. So once we do get a breakout of this area of consolidation, if price does break out to the upside, then eventually we want to see this high resistance being broken. So the next Forex pair is the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. Now on the monthly time frame, price was in this area of consolidation between last year's high and last year's low. It seems that price is trying to break through this area of support. If it can remain below this area, then we should see some movement to the downside where it may offer us opportunities to short this Forex pair. Weekly time frame, price is below the 50 and 200 simple moving averages, and as you can see, price has started its move to the downside, so we want this to continue to offer us shorting opportunities. On the daily time frame, price is below the 50 and 200 simple moving averages, and again we're still looking for short opportunities here on the daily time frame, so the best way to trade this is wait for a breakdown below this support area, which could give us an opportunity to short this market. The last pair we are looking at today is the New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. So going over to the monthly time frame, price is below last year's low. As we can see, last month was a very bearish month, so we want this to continue to the downside so that we can take some short opportunities. The next major area of support is this 0.60 round number, followed by this low here. Going to the weekly time frame now, price is below the 50 and 200 simple moving averages. As you can see, price tried to break through the 200 around this, from this point up to this point, has failed to actually continuously break and close above that area. Since then it's continued its move to the downside, so looking at the weekly time frame, we'll only be looking for shorting opportunities. On the daily time frame, price is below the 50 and 200 simple moving averages. As you can see on the daily time frame, it's tried to move towards the 50 simple moving average around here and here, didn't quite get there, so the momentum to the downside is quite strong. So we will be looking for another shorting opportunity once we get a breakdown from this low area here. Don't forget, we have daily analysis on our YouTube channel and weekend analysis, so if you don't want to miss any of them, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.